picked a great day for this Tuesday, 29th day of April. Tuesdays are fun around here because we know who's coming to visit us. It is Ron, the car guy.
Yes, he can.
See, that's going to be your new jingle, Ron.
I know. I'm scared.
You're singing it now.
I know.
That's the scary part.
If you do anything 21 days in a row, it becomes a habit.
I heard that.
You know what? That's
I
true.
heard that.
All right, Ronnie, you had a big event over at the Des Moines Social Club for Earth Day.
We did.
How did that go?
You know, first off, let me say this. I had never been in the Des Moines Social Club since they started remodeling it from the fire station. That is a really cool place.
It cool?
Yeah, and they've got the courtyard next. I mean, you got to go check it out. I mean, next door they've got that other building where the sign's up now for the Come and Go Theater. Yeah, I think that's just going to be awesome. They were talking that this summer they're going to show like some outdoor movies for families and kids in that courtyard, and so that was really cool. And we were there last Tuesday. We talked about compressed natural gas conversions and some other sustainability stuff.
Right.
And it was also, I'm going to get them put up on Facebook today. There was another group of people there that are converting cars to run on batteries, all electric.
What was that? Yeah, that yellow car. What was that?
It was a Mazda-Miata. They had a Mazda-Miata there. They had a Porsche 944 that was just loaded with batteries and electric motors and some other vehicles there. They had a bicycle there. I mean, it was kind of neat to see them, go through and do that. I mean, it's expensive and it's a lot of time. I mean, the Miata guy told me, what he had into that vehicle, not even counting his time. But it's just kind of neat that you can take a production vehicle, take the gasoline engine and stuff, throw it away, and make it become electric. So
of course, if people want more information on the event or how to go green with their vehicles, they can always
come to westsideautopros.com and check out Ron the Car Guy.
There you go.
That plug me.
All right, so Ron the Car Guy, even though it's still, 40-some degrees, what's the temperature now, Jason?
Yeah.
Yeah, 40-some degrees right now.
Yeah,
I think it's supposed to rain today.
Yes.
Possibility.
Yeah.
But before you know it, it's going to be 90. It's going to be knocking on the door of 100.
Not even before you know it. I'll bet all of us here have already turned the air conditioning on in our car at one point in time.
At least once.
Yeah, except Jackie, whose air doesn't work.
Yeah,
but other than that,
that's called rolling down the windows.
Yeah. Have you had yours on, Jason?
I set it for a temperature, and I think it has
comes
been
on.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think so, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've had mine. I mean, look at Easter Day.
Okay,
we have incoming messages.
Here we go.
That. Go ahead.
Okay, but anyway, what we do have to make sure we need to maintain the quality of air in your vehicle.
And that's one of the keys is the air that comes into the vehicle from a health standpoint, and the air conditioning system itself. A lot of the problems that we see later in the summer could have been prevented with some work. And so you can see the picture here. This is behind the grill of your car. It's in front of the radiator. It looks like a radiator, but that's actually the condenser is what it's called. It's the outside part of your air conditioner, similar to the outside part that sits outside your house.
Okay. And
you can see the bugs and the dirt and the debris on there. That's not good. That needs to be cleaned off.
Kind of like your air conditioner on the outside of your house.
Exactly. And if you can't get enough air to flow through that, which obviously this I think it's a Dodge truck, this vehicle has that problem. If you can't get enough air to go through there, then the pressures in the air conditioner run higher, which leads to death of the compressor and the other components inside. Exactly. It leads to failure. And it isn't as cold inside. So, that's one of the keys is to make sure that's cleaned. Now, don't take a pressure washer and get real close because you'll flatten out the fins on it.
And that's even worse.
Yeah, but that was a great point, Jackie. You need to do the same thing with the one on your house, just like you do on your car, to make sure that runs and operates well. The other thing that's oftentimes, out of sight, out of mind is this guy right here. And what this is a cabin air filter. Or sometimes it's called an interior air filter. And most cars today, with the exception of Lou's, has one of these.
He's not lying.
But what it does, just like on your house, you've got your furnace filter. And if you don't change that, air can't get in and flow through and cool or down or heat the house. The same thing goes for your car. The cabin air filter filters all the air that comes into your vehicle. Some of them are charcoal activated. They're there for health reasons and stuff as well. But if this becomes plugged, then all of a sudden your air conditioning doesn't work as well or works harder to try to cool. So this is a maintenance item that should be checked about every 6 months because you look at all the air that you bring in, whether it's through your air conditioner or heater, it all passes through here, and this is not
Now,
that
doesn't the air
filter
start moving in your vehicle regardless when you start, for safety reasons, isn't it?
Yeah, most cars, the fan will run on low, regardless of what you have turned on, and so there's always air coming through this. And it's an important component. A lot of times, people there's a misconception that these were put into the car for your health. And while it does help with allergies and for your health, the main reason they put these in is in an effort to increase fuel mileage on cars. Everything's getting smaller inside the car. They've made the air conditioning, the heater systems smaller. So now more than ever, it's important that dirt and stuff doesn't get in there and restrict the airflow. So they put a filter in there, which weighs less than a bigger air conditioning unit.
Got it.
Oh.
So,
Okay.
but we see, oftentimes, we talked about the condenser, we talked about the cabin air filter. When vehicles come in with a catastrophic air conditioning failure, you start looking past the component that failed, and you'll see plugged filters, plugged condensers, stuff like that.
Now, is that something that's usually checked during a routine, like oil change or things like that? Because I honestly forget that darn thing's in my car, but every once in a while they'll pull it out and be like, hey.
Or we'll take the one off the shelf that's already dirty and say, hey, no, we don't do that.
There's a mouse in here.
We've seen them. We've seen mouse nests in these.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh.
It should be, but I can't speak for everybody that works on cars. I mean, some of these you'll spend 15, 20, 30 minutes getting to them.
I was going to say,
they're not easy to get to.
Hondas, Acuras, I mean, these are difficult to get
Really?
to. So it's something I would ask, when you're getting your car service, hey, do I have a cabin air filter? Did you check it? What's it look like? Especially if you don't know the history of it. But I would think, typically they should be checked.
And you said about every 6 months.
Yeah, every 6 months. If in the summertime, if you live in a rural area, like coming up here, if it ever quits raining, the farmers will be in the fields and all the
gravel
dust
roads
and
like that,
stuff.
yeah.
That'll plug them up real quick. Or if there's construction going on near your house and you drive by it all the time, you might want to check it a little more often.
Okay.
So that would be important. And then the last thing is, if your air conditioner doesn't seem to be working as well as it has in the past, get it checked. Because just over time, sometimes some of the refrigerant, also known as Freon, will leak out. And it's very important on today's cars. They don't have a container or a pan or a component in there that holds the oil for the system. The oil is mixed with the refrigerant or the Freon, and it floats around throughout the system.
So it's suspended.
Exactly. So if you get low on refrigerant, then you're low on oil, and you don't have enough lubrication moving around throughout the system, and then components will fail. So oftentimes people are like, well, it kind of cools, but it's not as cold as it used to be. Or they'll buy the do-it-yourself kits and they'll try to recharge it themselves, and they'll get too much in there. The refrigerant in a system today is measured by the ounce. So it might have like 19 ounces. Well, if you got 22 or 24, or maybe have 17 or 16, you're starving the system or overpressurizing the system. So it's very important the correct amount is in there for long-term survival.
And if you go to parts houses nowadays, parts stores, you're going to see the pylons stuck up all in front of the store saying, hey, make sure you get your refrigerant. I just saw that yesterday, as a matter of fact.
Yep, they're already out.
The pylons are already up, reminding you,
So those are little warning signs you need to watch out for and take kind of serious.
Just make sure that it's professionally maintained. Some of the stuff, the cabin filters, the condenser, you can clean yourself, and it will add just tons of life to your air conditioning system.
There you go. All right. Be ahead of the game this time.
Be ahead of the curve.
Perfect.
Yep. Someday we'll have warm weather.
Someday, maybe.
So he says. Thank you, Ronald.
You're welcome.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
It is 6:52. We'll be right back. Totally Serious next.